direction and keep away from.
I think these two verses are loaded. This person. Why does the writer in the book of Proverbs 4:14 say that don't set foot in a certain place? Why do we think this is the case, and how practical can we apply this in our day-to-day lives?
I think that admonishing us not to set foot on the path of the wicked. And you know, in the Bible, the wicked is always, the devil is always referred to as the wicked. So, wicked here referencing to the devil. Not the path of the wicked. What is not God? Anything that has to do with the evil one. Don't walk in their path, because we all know that the scriptures is narrow is the path, but a big road or a small road, we are heading towards heaven. We are heading towards eternal life. And so what path you choose to walk on determines where you're going to be. So if you want to be in heaven or in heaven. So basically it's telling you that the wicked one worketh sin, worketh evil things, and that is not of God. So you are not supposed to stay on that path, because when you walk on that path, it means that you are going in the wrong direction, which is towards hell. And I don't think any Christian wants to walk towards hell. And it goes on to say that, or walk in the way of the evil men. So it's a path. You can choose to walk in a certain path. And our desire as Christians is to walk in the path of goodness, the path of God. Not only that, it says that do not walk in the ways of evil men. So it means that we have to be wary of people that we interact with, people we make friends with. There's a hymn that says that make friends of God, take time to be holy, speak like that path, make friends of God's children. That doesn't mean that you don't have to make friends or interact with unbelievers, but you have to know the kind of people who, or the company you will have that will rub positively on you. If you hang out with people who are always hanging out with, going to the wrong places, doing the wrong thing. I don't want to mention any particular activity, but you know that those ways of those friends of yours are wicked ways. They don't bring glory to God, yet you are entertaining them. Then you have to look at your life once again. Because the Bible is telling us in Proverbs that you don't have to walk in the way of the evil man. Don't follow the advice of the evil man. Don't sit on their seat, as someone says. Do not sit on the seat of the scornful. Do not sit on the seat of the scornful. If you want to go far, you have to watch the kind of people you walk with. You are going far in the Lord. And everything we're talking about here is not secular. We are talking about the scriptures. So when I say you want to go far, I'm not talking about going far, making money or anything like that. I'm talking about going far in the things of God. And if you want to go far in the things of God, then I believe that the scripture is telling you that make company or walk in the ways of Christians. People who are walking the way of Christ. Amen.
Amen. Reverend, I don't know whether you want to add something. I'm still looking at the path. I mean, so don't set foot in the path of people. Is there something about the path? For instance, if you step on a slippery, road, you can get, So I'm just wondering that. Are we being told that the path of the wicked is slippery, so that if you step in, it will take you to where you don't want to get to? It's like you're saying that where you want to get, how far you want to go back. Is it because there's something about the way of sin? Because we are looking at this in terms of sin distancing.
Yeah, I think to add to what Mr. Sasaki said, sin, as we've read, and the Bible, as we read in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5:22, says, abstain from every form of evil. And it's like a command, abstain. And abstain is abstain. There is no shortcut to abstaining. It is the word of God. And the word of God is true. It is powerful. It corrects us. It gives us hope. So if a believer wants to get the hope that God has declared for us and to make it to the end, then it's a command for us to abstain from every form, not some form, every form of evil. And it continues to say that, what can we do? We should withdraw from sin. We should keep away from it. Withdraw from bad company, especially the youth, especially social media. I mean, there's so many temptations around that if you don't have self-discipline, you will be attracted, and that will lead you to committing multitude of sin. So there's a path that is right, and like Pastor is saying, there is also the slippery path of sin. If you fall on it, your end will not be very, very pleasant. So I believe that Christians of today should have the consciousness of staying right, walking right, thinking right, and like Philippians say, everything that we think about must be true, must be. And anything outside of abstaining means there will be some form of compromise. And in this world that we are in, if you compromise one step, it's likely to lead into the second step. So abstaining is the key. And every time that we wake up, we have to have at the back of our mind, today I am abstaining, I am abstaining. And it should come with confession, daily confession, and daily determination to abstain from every form of evil, every form, not some, every. It can be the company that we keep, it can be the people that we gather around, it can be even the type of work that we do. It can be the people that we communicate on WhatsApp. WhatsApp can be an invisible mode of sin because a lot of things happen there. And if we are determined to keep away, it's one of the things that we should withdraw and we should keep away from it. And it will do us a lot of good.
Well, I still want to push this issue of the practical, especially looking at the verse 15 of Proverbs chapter 4, because it seems to say that you should do some things. You should do something. So, if we can delve into, some of the practical things that we can do, especially because there may be some people who are studying this particular topic with us, and they need some guidance on how to really distance or abstain. Yeah, Mr. Saki wanted to come with something.
Yes, I think when you talked about the path, I started visualizing or remembering some paths I walked on before. And there are different kinds of paths. Path can be slippery when it rains. When you walk on a pathway, because it's not tarred, it's usually a small others, they just use their foot to create it. So when you're standing far and they tell you, oh, there's a way there, you think, oh, where is it? So there's a way there, in that bush, there's a way there. And only an experience, if you go to the villages, somebody will come ahead of you and then you start using either a stick or something, or even his foot to pave the way as you follow. And you see that there's a path in that bush, And in a pathway of that kind, you can see that because the place is bushy, it is very dangerous. Whenever you have to walk through a pathway like that, there could be snakes in there, there could be twigs and thorns and all sorts of things that can hurt you. You can easily get hurt in the pathway. If it's slippery, then the one thing that you can suffer most is that you lose your shoes or your slippers or something, because you can slip and not only break your leg, or you can lose it. So there's so much about path, and I remember my experience of what is years ago. That's a family friend of ours. It can be very dangerous, and in the pathway as you go, you can meet a stream, you have to jump over it. You can see a river, sometimes you go to a point, you find a river there that they put only one log on it. You have to balance yourself so that you don't fall in the river. There's so much that you can encounter in a pathway or on a pathway. And so we have to, if we are relating it to the wicked man's pathway or the pathway of the wicked, yes, you will find yourself in such a dangerous situation. Let me take typically, I always say this to young ladies. When you're a young lady, trying to make it practical, when you're a young lady, you are in school, you become a teenager or early adulthood, then you get involved in friendship and all that. On social media, I'm sure a lot of us saw it, how the girls were talking about all sorts of things. When you meet with such girls and you go to school and they become your friends, they will take you out. They won't take exit. They will run away from school, go to a lot of things. You, the innocent one, that you follow them. If you follow them, you go and come either pregnant, caught. You will suffer so many things because it is not your area. They will get somebody for you, and when that person comes, the person will tell you, show you that there's a way there. But that way is dangerous. It takes people who know that way to follow. But if you follow them, you will suffer a lot of consequences. You can suffer because you don't know the way. The person who knows is going ahead of you, and then you see that you are way behind the person. The person will just be going, and then you will take your time. You have to take your time and look and step and all that. You can fall, you can get hurt, and all that. We have to be very, very careful in choosing some of these things. In the business world, sometimes you can be lured into all sorts of things, not to be corrupt. You can easily over invoicing, under invoicing, and all that. They will show you how to do it. It's not only in the business world, in the corporate world, it happens. When you go, they say the chair, the seat on which you sit will teach you what to do. That is a kind of a path. So you are walking in a certain path, but you would have to make your mind that I will stay clear from these wicked ways. I will stay clear from such path. If somebody shows you that, oh, this is the way, and you think that there's another way that is better, you better use that way that you know that is better. That will lead you to the place you are happy about. Because there's some places they can follow people on a certain path, and you get to a point and you say, no, let's go back. You would have wasted so much time. Let's go back. You might be lucky to be able to come back, but sometimes you might not be lucky and get back because of all the impediments on the way, the danger on the way. And like Reverend kept saying, when you walk on a slippery path, that one they forget. Forget it completely. A slippery path, you end up, if you don't take care, you end up in the sinking sand. Because when you live in tropical areas, which I've had an opportunity to do, where it rains a lot, and when it rains a lot, you have to be careful. If there are no stones, that's why we have something we call stepping stones. Sorry, we have stepping stones. So when people are going, then they put the stone there to be able to help them jump over. Otherwise, you can't walk in a slippery path. It will take you along. You will slip and slip and slip, and the whole journey will be a journey of futility. So we should be very careful. Sin can really put you in a very bad state. You know, it can put you in a, but when you're on such a slippery state and you get up, then you walk a little, then you fall. Then you get up, you walk a little, and you fall. I mean, you can imagine how miserable you will feel. You take one step, you slip. You take one step, you slip. You take one step, you slip. No matter the kind of shoes you wear, you will slip. It's not easy. Even when you wear Wellington boots, it's still...
You slip.
Yes.
So basically, what we are saying is that the pathway of sin has so many things that you may not know about, and you may go on that path and you realize that you bargain for more than you can handle, because either you can fall, you can slip, you can trip, something can bite you, something can hurt you. So basically, it is a no-go area, or you must distance yourself from the pathway of sin. in any form that it comes. Do you want to mention one thing that you can do if you want to avoid one thing? Avoid this path. What can you do? Is there a question of closing your eyes, or I don't know. What would you recommend?
Yeah. Before I give you my pick,
Okay.
from the verse 15 of Proverbs 4, it says, "Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and ask for anyone to refer it to, and come and see scatter and noise. People try to rescue the boy." But it was clear, the hole was there. The boy had all the options to avoid it. He could have avoided going to the hole. He could have passed around without getting closer to it. He could have turned from it. So the hole is there, right in front of every believer. The hole of sin is ahead of us. We have all these options to avoid. We should walk as believers with our eyes open. Not only prayer. We should open our eyes. The example Mary gave, if you're a young lady and somebody say, "Come and let me have an interview in a hotel room," prayer cannot take you away from going. Physically, you should be wise. You should open your eyes and not even make the attempt to go there. It's wisdom, but the hole is there. Ahead. Avoid it. Pass by it. Don't go near it. Just return back to sender. And that is where the salvation or our salvation is, to avoid completely.
Okay, powerful.
Okay. So for me, what I would say is that to avoid such things, you have to make up your mind. There's a saying that you are what you think. You decide. You decide that I will not do it. Because if you don't make that mindset, I was reading something about Billy Graham, and he said that was a little bit, he realized that his son was could go wayward and all that kind of thing, because he had seen somebody that and put it there, he said, "Drink it." And so they were not happy about it, but the father insisted, so they took the thing, opened it. When they put it in their mouth, they didn't like the taste, so they put it down. And the father said, "Well," he said, "they don't like it. It doesn't taste nice." And he said, "Okay. So from now on, when you go out and somebody tries to introduce you to alcohol, tell them or tell him that I have tried it already and I don't like it. I don't like it, so I'm not going to try a second time." It's a question of making up. So the father made them make their mind at the time right in front of him. And he said that is what saved him from getting into alcohol. Because he didn't like the taste. Sometimes you go out there and somebody can lure you, "Oh, this is nice, try it. And before you know, you have done it. But when you make up your mind, no matter what, the person, we have sweet wine. Oh, sweet wine is good for women. This wine is just try it. No, I don't drink wine. I don't wine. Be specific. No and no. Make up your mind. And I think that will help you avoid a lot of pitfalls. Thank you.
I was going to ask from the example whether you were suggesting that you should try something and then know that it is not. I think you need to clarify that.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I am only using that as an example for making up your mind about something. You don't necessarily have to try it, because, like I'm saying, he Billy himself thought that it was one of the craziest things. He thought his father was a crazy thing for his father to have done that. But I think the father knew that these people, they like sweet things. So they can't even take, he knew his children. And for that matter, he decided to use that to put them off.
Yeah.
Whatever strategy that, but I wouldn't say that, well, you just have to make up your mind. I was just using that because when he did that, they made up their mind that no, I'm not going. But learn from somebody else. You know what has happened to so many people who have gone into alcoholism and what has become of them. And you have to make up your mind. Or even aside that, you know that the Bible tells you that you are not supposed to get yourself drunken with wine and all these things. So you make up your mind and you stay clear of some of these things, you know.
So it's about the mindset. Make up your mind that the pathway of sin is not for me. Don't say I'm going to try and see. It is no. And you need to have the mindset, you know. So please, that's how you can, do sin distancing. And I think if you read the Proverbs chapter 4 and the verse 15 again and again and meditate on it, I think you get some ideas on some practical things that you can do. But I think they are very powerful. Avoid it. Because it can be very addictive. Sin can be very addictive. Because sin, and it says, don't even pass by it, because sin is also very attractive. So if you pass by it, it can confuse you. Can move away. So I think that we all can get some good advice from the scriptures on how to do sin distancing. But I want us to look at Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 and 2, especially the verse 1. It says something about sin that it's raised a question in my mind. So, if you can read for us, Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 and 2, but I'm interested in verse 1. Maybe because of time, you can just focus on verse 1. So, please turn with us to Hebrews chapter 12. We are reading verse 1 and verse 2, but I think we just stay with verse 1. Hebrews chapter 12.
Hebrews 12, 1 and 2 from NIV. It says, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders, and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Amen.
Amen. So, my question is from that phrase, which says that the sin that easily entangles. So, the question that came to my mind is, does this mean that is this verse an admission that sin distancing is not easy or will be difficult? Because it says that something easily entangled. So that's where I want us to look at it. Does that mean that sin distancing? He wants to quickly chip in.
Yeah. I mean, if you read the NLT.
Okay.
Let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up.
Okay.
Which means that
Everybody has got some other truth.
maybe it's food or something.
Okay. You go ahead.
It's around us, but it takes the man of faith. And again, the Bible talks about we not walking alone. We are surrounded by a whole host of witnesses, people who are looking up to us to make it to heaven. People who are looking up to us to be encouraged to walk or live a Christian life. So every move that we make have an impact on the society that's around us, who are watching us, who are looking up to us, to our lives being a witness to them. But we should not also be ignorant of the fact that sin is around. We can easily be tricked. And if we, the believers who profess, we speak all the big tongues, the choirs and the chukuchaka tongues, if we allow, I know somebody also said there's no big sin or small sin. Every sin is good. It's like there's no, this virus, we don't know whether it's a small virus or it's a big virus. But for sin, every sin is sin, whether it is a small lie, or it's a big lie, it's a big corruption, or it's a small corruption, it's a big following after a woman, or it's a small spying on a lady somewhere, or every sin is sin. And especially if we have young Christians, young believers who are looking up to us in their faith to build their faith, to make it to heaven, because we are Christ ambassadors and we cannot dilute the faith that God has planted in us. I think I'll stop at this point.
Yes, do you want to add anything to this?
Just to say that, yes, indeed, you can be entangled. You know, that when it comes to immorality, women, and all that, so you see, then you start visualizing dreams. They're finding somebody good to help you. The money, they can, and their eye will quickly pick where the money is. The next time they come and steal. So this is your weakness. That's and it is your weakness. It easily entangles you.
It easily entangles
Yes.
you. So basically, the point we are making is that know yourself, know your weaknesses, and don't be complacent. But sin distancing is possible. I want us to get to the end because we are running out of time. Now, I think we can all say that it is not impossible as a Christian to fall in sin. So when you fall in sin, is that the end of the story for you? Or you can still take some steps to distance yourself from that. And I'd like us to look at the responses of two people in the Bible who fell into sin, so that we wrap it on the note that, yes, sin distancing is what we must all pursue. It must be the mindset, we must be deliberate, intentional about it. But when we fall into sin, we shouldn't throw up our hands in despair and think that it's done for us. We can still take some steps to what? Distance ourselves from sin. So if we can look at two examples as we wrap it up. So remember, you take one for us, Genesis chapter 3 and verse 12, and then Mrs. Saki, you take 2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 7, and then verse 13. So these are the two last verses that we have for tonight because we have run out of time. So when you fall into sin, or should you fall into sin, you are entangled. What do you do? What should be your response? What can we say from these two examples? One, so if you read for us, then what we can learn from these two examples, and then we can bring our discussion to a close. You know how time runs out when you fun. That's what I'm talking about.
The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. Amen.
Amen. So this is Adam being confronted by God in the Garden of Eden for sin. Right. This is Saki.
2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 7. It says, Then Nathan said to David, You are the man. This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. I anointed you king over Israel. And the same chapter says, Then David, the Lord has taken away your sin. You are going to die.
Same resolution.
Yeah, I think with the Genesis 3, Adam's situation, when he sinned and God himself confronted him, he started playing blame game. It's because of the woman that you gave me. If you sin and you keep doing that, Bible says in John, the first John 1:9, it says that if we don't confess our sins, we will not be forgiven. You know, if you confess your sins, He is faithful and just to forgive you. But if you start playing blame game, it was not me, it's this person, it's this thing that caused me, it's the seat that I went to sit on. He told me to do this. Me, I didn't know. My secretary brought the document and I signed. I didn't even check and all that. It's excuses. So there are two ways. When Adam is, the ground is cursed because of you. You will get the repercussion and you shall die. With God, when we find ourselves in sin, you come clean with God. If you think you are not strong enough, find married man following other people's wives or following women. It's a weakness in you. Find somebody. Go talk to the person. Let the person help you to be able to get deliverance from God. Amen.
Amen. You want to add something on the page?
I mean, where sin is concerned, there is no middle ground. The two scenarios that we. But the good news is that when you acknowledge what you've done, and you admit, the first is an acknowledgement, and then you admit the wrongness, and then you seek for help. You speak to people who are mature, and then they will help you out of the sin. If it becomes a habitual type of behavior, still seek for help and get something right and to please the master for future living. Amen.
Amen. It's been powerful tonight. So basically we are saying that yes, it's possible, even it's distance because we come to the place of it. So I think that we've had a wonderful time here. We have run out of time. And so we'll have to bring our discussions to a close. I don't know whether if I give you 2 seconds, what would that be? Just this evening's Bible study to a close. Just 2 seconds. Quick.
Avoid spiritual assault. And as we
say something, that flee any appearance of evil. You should flee any. If you don't know and you go and you find yourself.
And even for those who would watch this from our from our page after this live broadcast, thank you for your time and God bless you as you practice social distancing. I want to salute our production team, me, Papa Decency, and all the hosts of them for making this production possible. We have come to you from the auditorium of New Creation Chapel International. We love you, the love of God. We'll be back here on Sunday at 9 a.m. for our Sunday worship live broadcast. So why don't you make a date with us and let God use this ministry to bring a blessing to you. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands regularly, use hand sanitizers, and social distancing. Don't forget your nose mask as well, and also hand sanitizers. Use it as often as you can, but importantly, stay safe under the blood of the covenant, even the blood of Jesus. Good night. God bless you. God bless you.